Okay, next I'd like to talk about what the vestibular system is and how it relates to dizziness and imbalance. The first thing to realize is that keeping your balance is not such an easy thing to do, and because if you're trying to stand upright and if you sway just a little bit forward or backward, if your center of mass or the center of your body gets just a few degrees in front of your toes, you're in free fall. Or if you sway a little bit backwards, you're in free fall too. So that means that you have a very narrow safety range before you're falling. And so the body has several systems that are used in order to maintain your balance. And you have to sort of think about these as from a systems perspective or systems physiology. First is there are the eyes, of course. You can use your eyes to tell whether you're swaying forward. There's the inner ear, which I'll talk about in a minute, which is the vestibular system, which tells you whether you're moving. There's your feet, which tell you whether you're moving. And then there's also your internal idea of where you are in space, or in other words, your brain, which is what you use to predict, well, I just started to lean forward, so I'm probably forward. And so your body takes all these four streams of sensory information and it uses it to help you maintain your balance and let you know where you are in space. So let's go back now to the ear. So the ear then, here I have a model of the ear. And so this is much larger than life. And so inside of the ear, about an inch or so in is something called the inner ear. And so it's behind the eardrum. And the inner ear is this very small structure that's actually just the size of a dime. And so we've got a lot of micro-miniaturized components in this little tiny thing that's about an inch in from your ear. So the inner ear is composed of two parts. The front part is used for hearing, which I won't talk about very much, and the back part is used for balance, and this is called the vestibular system or the labyrinth. So you notice that there are these three tubes in the labyrinth. There are these three tubes in the labyrinth, and these are mutually perpendicular, and when you turn your head around any axis, signals go from the inner ear to the brain through this nerve, which is called the vestibular nerve. And so these three tubes tell you how fast you're rotating in space, or the velocity of head rotation. And there are also some structures that you can't really see from the outside that tell you whether you're tilting with respect to gravity, and those are called the otoliths. So these things together, the semicircular canals, which respond to head velocity, and the otoliths, which respond to tilt, give you a lot of information about where you're oriented in space. They tell you how quickly you're rotating, and they tell you whether you're tilting or whether you might be falling.